Hey everybody, Steven here, and today I'm doing an unboxing and test video for the Comica VM10-K5, which is a professional audio equipment setup for your phone so that you can do things on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, whatever it may be. And this is including the light, the stand, and the microphone. So this retails for $99, so $100 here. I use a lot of Comica products, so the track shot is actually recording my audio right now. I have my microphone for my main rig here that I use. I have their shotgun mic. I have a lot of their equipment. I think I have another mini microphone as well. So I do like their products. They have really good quality with their audio equipment. So excited to actually try this out. So let's look on the box here, just talk about some of the features, and then I'll actually get more into the specs and we'll unbox this. So features: 360-degree adjustable rotational ball head, supports horizontal and vertical shooting. So for your phone, you can go horizontal or vertical. Equipped with cold shoe rod for matching different accessories. Integrated with bi-color LED light for versatile shooting. That's there. Professional microphone. It has a cardioid pattern, adjustable width for smartphone holder, wide ranges of applications, meaning different smartphone sizes, right? So it's going to fit with iPhone or Android. And then it has the ability to be loaded up to 3.5 kilograms for stable usage. So let's get this thing unboxed though. I do like their packaging. Most of the time their long boom mic was not the best quality compared to their other ones, but they usually have pretty good quality packaging, which I like. So user manual right here, and there it is sitting in the foam. It looks really nice. So that is everything inside the box. We have our tripod here. So it doesn't look like it goes with a height adjustment. So that'd be the downside, is this is going to have to sit flat on whatever surface that is at the height that you want it. But feels quality here. And then this is our actual gripper here for the phone. If I can get this thing screwed in here. There we go. Let me just get my phone set up into it. And so it swivels right here. How does that move? We'll have to spend a little bit of time with that, because then we have our bar here for sliding this. Well, actually, this may go on this then. This is going to be our microphone holder, our LED light source here. Okay, here's the rotational ball. All right. Let's scroll back up here, see what this looks like. Okay. So this sits on top of this. So I had that backwards. That'll clamp to the phone. So this goes here, yep. And then you can adjust this to that vertical or horizontal position. So it has a groove on the inside here. So if you click it there, it'll be that orientation. We can loosen this up. I'm assuming that's tight. This is loose. Should pull up. There we go. And then you can seal it tight again. And then we screw this onto this. After that, on the top here, looks like you can screw. How would that go? All right, so I had this backwards yet again. Okay, so flat part here kind of has like this material. It looks like there's a peel to it. I don't want to do that just yet because that's the sticky material underneath that. You screw that bottom piece in first. And then what I thought was the portion that would actually clip to this bottom here. When you swivel this like this, it actually gives the height adjustment to this. And then you would pull it down, and that's what's going to, so it's not one of those where you just pull it apart and it clips on top of it. Then from there, whatever you want up here, and you could put the tracker here, a little track where you can slide in the other parts, you can do that with this. So then It's a little too tight. We can slide this light in, clip that on, and then we can get our microphone set up. They do include the windscreen if you need that. That is always a nice feature. We can just clip this in really quick. We have our microphone, peel that off. Good size for it, not massive, right? So this would be something that would be easy to travel with, which is the big draw. Versus, especially if you're on a budget, it's like you're not going to get a DSLR camera and travel with all that stuff. This is something that you could easily travel with. So that is it. So, all right, we have that set up. I'm not going to use the windscreen right now because I'm not going outside. I will for one portion of the test video though. So from there, get this cable pulled out here. So for smartphone, now the issue that you're going to have if you have an iPhone is they don't use the auxiliary input anymore. So you do have to make sure that you have the little dongle for that. But this is going to go into the microphone. They always label it, and then they, on top of that, they have the symbol on the end that is going to be for whatever input. So on this one, it shows a little smartphone. This is actually going to be for the smartphone end. I like that they do that. So we have that, and then this should be the charging cable for the LED light here. Yep, which is USB Type-C. I like that it's that, not the micro USB. Let's see if we can turn this thing on. It may not be charged. Nope, it is. There it is. So on the back, you can see mode, plus or minus, and then the power button right there. On this side right here, we have our plug-in for the power cable there, that USB Type-C. We have two different spots where if you're going to do a different orientation with it, you could actually put this microphone on top, which is nice because you could even put this in the center and then condense this even more if you didn't want this track here. So let's check out the modes really quick though. See if this, we have to hold it. Don't know on that. Okay, so the plus and minus are going to change the color temperature with this, which you're not going to be able to pick up a bunch on camera right now, but we have the cold and then it'll shift back to the warm. Nice, depending on what you're needing, right? Curious to see what that actually says about it. All right, let's turn this thing off right now. Let's talk about the specs a little bit with this. And actually tell you what, I'm going to get this thing set up and I'll actually read it. So I'll set this up here in the middle. I was going to do it on the B-roll station over there, but I'm going to get it set up right here so we can actually just record this and I'll read so you guys can see what this is. And I'll probably change up the angle a couple times just to see how that actually works. So let's cut over to that. Then I'll take this outside and we'll finish the video up. All right, so all set up here. I'm using the iPhone 12 Pro. I'm using the front-facing camera so I can actually see what everything looks like with this. And then I'm gonna make sure B-roll shows up so I can actually showcase also the different configurations that you can have with this, because there's different setups that you can do. And then also the different color temperatures that you can have with the light as well as the brightness. So the different levels that you have with that. So I try to go middle of the road. I think it's like 3500K, and I'm right towards the middle of the brightness, just because the screen being right here, it's actually casting light on my face as well. But I'll make sure that I have video from this just highlighting what an object would look like in a darker setting with this. But let's go over the specifications here. So the polar pattern for the microphone here is going to be cardioid. The frequency response is 60 Hertz to 20 kilohertz. The sound to noise ratio is less than 75 decibels, or the signal to noise ratio. I'm going to make sure that on this also some of these definitions pop up just in case people aren't quite sure what these mean. Maximum sound pressure level, SPL, is going to be anything less than 105 decibels. That one's just, you don't want any sound that goes over that because then it's going to get distorted with the microphone. Sensitivity range is going to be negative 35 decibels plus or minus 2 decibels. Operating voltage is 1 volt to 5 volt DC. Output interface is the 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. Net weight is 35 grams, which is 0.07 pounds. Operating temperature is
0 to 50 degrees Celsius, and then storage temperature is -10 to 60 degrees Celsius. So that was just the microphone with that. That was the microphone specs. And then LED light, maximum power is going to be 3.7 watts. Color temperature range is 3200 Kelvin to 6500 Kelvin. And so I think this is probably in that range. I'll have to go through the settings, and it doesn't list the exact notches, but they're pretty set. And then I'll also make sure that I shoot video showcasing, because there's two different buttons. You have the power button, and then you have the mode button, and then you have the up and down, right? So changing the temperatures, but for the mode button, you have the brightness, and then you have the color temperature. So brightness range, this gets into stuff that I'm not 100% sure on, but it's 0.5 meters, and then it's less than or equal to 430 lux, and then it's 0.3 meters, and I'm assuming that's the brightness range, how far that would actually get based off the lowest brightness, and then the highest brightness, right? And then that would be less than or equal to 1100 lux, LUX. So distance on that, and we'll kind of test that out. Battery capacity is the lithium polymer battery. It is 1000 milliamps. Duration 80 plus or minus 5% minutes. So it lasts a good while. Duration is under the brightest conditions as well. Weight is 75 grams for that. And then with this, operating temperature 0 to 55 degrees Celsius, and then storage temperature is -10 to 60 degrees Celsius. So that is going to be it for the specs with this, with the microphone and the light. So like I said, I want to have B-roll pop up showcasing the different configurations that you can do with this, and then the differences in the temperature and then the brightness for the light. But let's go ahead and cut to outside so we can get just a different environment versus this room, so you guys can see. Now it's overcast today, right? And with this, part of the B-roll is actually showing what the light would look like in a dark room, right? But we'll take this thing outside. We'll see. I'll just keep the light the same. And then I'll kind of wrap everything up and talk about the things that so far I've liked about this, and then the things that I don't like about this. All right, so outside, it's a little bit windy today, so I actually got to use the wind muff for this, or the wind shield. So we'll see how well that works. Get to test that out. We're getting gusts of like 10 to 20 mile per hour winds, so we'll see how well it does with that. You're probably going to hear things creaking and things like that around this, but as long as it doesn't break up the audio with me speaking, that'll be a good thing with this. So in terms of things that I like for people that aren't going to be using a DSLR camera, and instead of buying all these separate things like the tripod and then the light and then the microphone and all of that, this condenses all of that for somebody. So it's just an all-in-one package that you can get. I really like that. I like the different configurations that you can do with this as well. So if you need to have your phone upright versus horizontal, so vertical versus horizontal, right? If you just need the microphone and you don't need the light, and you can attach this, versus having the slider, which I have the slider right now. So all the different things that you can do with this, it's pretty versatile. So I do like that as well. I like the light, the difference in the color temperature that you can do versus just one set light. It gets really, really bright. It has the 80 hours of battery life, which is really, really good. The microphone's decent, especially considering the price. So if I spec'd all of these out too, and I'm looking at the stand and all that, it gets you close to $100 with microphones, for the minis being somewhere in the $30 to $50 range. The light can go, it can go low, but it can generally be about $20, and then a stand can be anywhere from $10 to $20. So it gets you close to that $100 price range. So those are definitely the things that I like with this. They also have a different option too that's not a tripod, that's just like a handheld one, and I can put this together and hold it handheld. This will fold out if I didn't want to do that, but they do have that option at $60, and it comes with everything else outside of just the stand being different, not the tripod. So I like the ball joint for the tripod as well, so you can shift this and move this and find that good angle that you're not going to get with that handheld one. It's just going to be a set, straight, dead on one. I can't change the angle any. So I do like the ball with this that you can adjust. And the actual phone gripper is heavy duty. It's not one where you like peel it apart and then it clamps onto it. You actually have to screw it up and then you would screw it back down. Your phone's not going to go anywhere with this, right? You could shake it all about, it's not going to go anywhere. So those are definitely the things that I like about this. The things I don't like about this, the tripod does feel a little flimsy. So it feels like if I bent this too much, it's going to break. And so I do think some people are going to get it set up. Maybe they push on it or something like that and it breaks. So I would have liked to have seen that. Maybe a different material. Maybe not plastic for this, or like a steel, I don't know, maybe not steel, but like, I don't know, an aluminum rod or something on the inside just to make it so it was a little more sturdy. Because everything else feels heavy duty. It's just the legs on this do not. So that would be one of the things I would definitely change with this. I know for some people, and I don't really do a lot of content on my phone, and I know people that do TikTok and Instagram and stuff like that, this is going to be a phenomenal product. But in terms of editing videos, I don't know of any like adaptive noise reduction or anything like that. So I don't know if I've had microphones where they do have that to a degree. Maybe something like that in this microphone would be nice. Maybe it's a little bit extra, but that would have been something cool to see with this, just to help. I think the audio is fine. I just think it could be a little bit cleaner with this. So I think those are going to be really my main issues with it. I think, like I said, the price point may be teetering a little bit high. If you could, I think some people are just going to condense this, but part of it is, hey, I don't have to search for all that stuff. I just buy the one thing, it comes to me, I don't have to worry about it. So there's convenience in that, but that's almost like a middle thing. It's not necessarily good or bad with that, just because, like I said, some people could find something that's a little bit cheaper and stack all these things themselves. Maybe they don't fit all together, though, would be one of the issues. And with this, you just get to have it all fits, it all works together, which is also a nice thing, versus maybe some of those products don't. So overall, I'm impressed with this thing. I think for people that are doing vlogs on their phone, because the tech with this, in terms of the cameras on these phones now, and this is very versatile because it's going to work with Android and Google phones, Pixel phones, iPhones, all that. I think with the camera tech, a lot of people are switching to that versus needing a DSLR camera. So products like this are going to take off. And literally one of my first thoughts was just people that are doing TikToks where they can up their video game just a little bit, and they do have that horizontal or that vertical orientation that they could shoot in with this, get a little bit better lighting, and then get the microphone with this instead of just relying on the audio from the camera. Now that depends on how far you are. I'm not very far from the camera, so the audio would be okay, it'd be pretty decent. But if I'm going to back up a little bit, it would actually help with that quite a bit. So that's going to be it for this one, everybody. If there's any questions I didn't answer in this, let me know in the comment section. I will make sure that a link for this and the other one that I mentioned are in the comment section as well, so you guys can find that and pick it up for yourself. Check back frequently as well, because Comica does run sales that give you like 5, 10, 15% off coupons a lot, or maybe it's like $5, $10 off, so you may even find this a little bit cheaper, and then that's a really, really good deal. So that's going to be it for this one, everybody. If you like the video, hit the like button for me. If you want to continue to follow along with all my content, hit the subscribe button for me. Thanks so much for watching.